I'm Christian Magby. I play Adam in our production of Freaky Friday at Horizon Theater.
And tell us a little bit about this production.
Well, it's based off of the book that was written years and years ago. I can't remember when it was written, but then it was turned into a movie with Jodie Foster in the 70s, and then it was remade into another movie in 2003 with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, which is the movie I remember seeing. And so then Disney decided to turn it into a musical, and that's how we ended up with Freaky Friday the musical. It's based on, if people are unfamiliar with the story, it's about a mother and daughter who are unhappy with each other, and through the power of magic, their bodies just end up switching places for a day. So the mom was in the daughter's body, the daughter's in the mom's body, and they have to learn to live each other's lives, especially when the girl has things going on in high school, and all those things will come with that, and the mom's getting married the next day, and so it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a very fun show.
Right, absolutely.
And I highly encourage people to go check it out. But tell us a little bit about your character in this production.
I play Adam, which is the love interest of Ellie, Abby Holland, in the show, which is the high schooler, and he loves two things, and two things only. He loves women, and he loves sandwiches. And it just happens with Ellie, he gets both of those just in one. Because Ellie, Ellie's mom, she's a chef, and so she makes all these things, and she bakes and she cooks, and she has these sandwiches that she makes, and I think it's a different sandwich every day. So it just draws Adam a little bit closer to her heart. The way the man's heart is through his stomach, and so that's Adam.
Definitely. And Adam seems to be he's the popular guy now.
Absolutely, he's the list master as well, which is they have this really big scavenger hunt throughout Chicago, and what they do is I list all these clues, and they have to figure out what those clues are, and then take a picture and send it to me. And whoever does the most clues by the end wins the hunt. And so this year he was ordained as the list master, which puts him. I think he was already a little bit cool, but this puts him way at the top of the cool factor. So it's really awesome.
And then on top of that, he kind of has his own little phrase. Everybody
got his own phrase.
So, and what was the phrase?
Every time it's and it's great.
Which is kind of cool, because I know on an opening night, in the after show, not the after show, but the what was that? Basically the
reception.
Reception. I'm sorry. The everyone started screaming.
Everybody, from cast members to cast members, families to our friends.
So the more people see this, that might be your cachet from now on, right?
That's all right. That's all right. It's a positive guy and a role model in some instances, especially to Fletcher in the show, who plays Ellie's younger brother, and so it's nice that he has somebody that he can talk to. And same for Adam. Adam's like, hey, this is how I feel about women and sandwiches. Maybe this is what your problem is. So yeah.
Now, playing a role like this seems like it's kind of interesting in a sense, because your background as a musician. I initially saw you playing, I guess, being a musical director for another show here. Kind of explain how you kind of went from being a part of the musical team to being on the stage as one of the lead characters.
Well, it's funny. Growing up, I learned most of my training through the Youth Ensemble of Atlanta, which is not even predominantly. It's an all-African-American youth theater company here in Atlanta, and they're the first South Premier African-American theater company since 1990. And I joined the company in '06, and a lot of great people have come through there: Saquon Sangblug, Keenan Thompson, my friend Camille McFadden, and lots of other people, Jewel Lane. And so in that company, I was always a cast member, and through that, I've always played piano. I've always been playing piano since I was 5, starting with that one finger and then going out to all 10. And then it came to our one production. It was our annual gala. It was 2012, and our music director was out. I think he had booked something else. So like, well, Christian, you play piano. I'm like, okay. And by then I had already written and produced 3 of my own other shows, and so it was like, okay, I think I can do it. And it was kind of scary, because we were honoring Lynn Whitfield that year, Antonio Fargas, and Jonte Austin, the music producer. And so that was my first big music direction gig outside of shows that I had created. And so since then, it's just always been hand in hand. I've never preferred one over the other. I'm not better at one than the other. I love music and performing just as much. And it was through Renee Clark, who was actually the original music director of Youth Ensemble of Atlanta. We had worked together several years on several different projects, and she was the one that recommended me to music direct the Ballet of Kluck and Vanette here at Horizon. And so Lisa Allen was like, yeah, sure, give it to him. Okay, cool. and from there, it's just been such a journey, and so it's nice to be back and forth and be respected on both ends of the table. So now it's going into an audition, I know what the back half of the table is thinking and what they're looking for. And on the back half of the table, I know how frustrating it is coming into an audition or not be able to find exactly what you're looking for as well.
I guess in a musical setting, that makes you the man then, because you can, and you have a great perspective on these kind of things.
Well, it's funny because every show is different, and you just never know what the director is looking for. And every new score comes with its challenges and things. And it's funny because I also have perfect pitch, which is, and people always mistake what exactly perfect pitch is. What it means is if somebody plays a note, I know exactly what note it is, and I can always tell you what key of a song we're in. But I can still be flat, and I can still be sharp. When I say, they're like, how are you flat with perfect pitch? I was like, I can still do it. And we had messed up a rhythm one time, and she was like, come on, perfect pitch. I say, I had perfect pitch, not perfect beat, which is not a thing. And so, yeah.
Wow. So that means, I guess from a perfect pitch you can identify it, but that doesn't mean you necessarily can execute it because of vocal things, right?
Right.
You consider yourself a singer as well, because you sing it.
Absolutely. And so, but it's like with most things, it's like if you can't hear something, of course you're not going to be on the right key, or you might not be on the right tempo. But I just always know what key of a song we're in, and I'm literally, if somebody's playing a song for like 5 seconds, I can pick it up. And it's funny because I didn't know that everybody couldn't do that. And it was just something through just listening to oldies, really. I mean, that's really what it was. Like, I know that My Girl is in the key of C. I know that Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone is A minor. And just because things like that resonate so many times, and you're just able to pick them up without even thinking about it.
Wow. And so we got your background as a musician. So you started here in Atlanta. You're an Atlanta native, right?
Absolutely. Love it here.
And what side of town were you?
I was born in Riverdale, raised in Stockbridge most of my life, and now I'm in Brookhaven, in the North Jewett Hills area, which is pretty cool.
So you've seen the city grow a lot over the past.
It's crazy. I've seen it grow talent-wise, arts-wise, technology-wise, and just to see the huge span of things just from beginning to end is mind-boggling, and it's a beautiful thing to witness as well.
Now, what are your thoughts on, I guess, the theater scene here in Atlanta?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Fortunately, I have been working since I graduated from college, and just because I tell people all the time, if you want a place where you can grow artistically and be able to create your own things, see the music side of things, get film and television and theater, and just to be able to experience all of that in a beautiful art scene, it's Atlanta. And so there's literally everything here, and so that's one of the reasons I'm still here. And I try to keep working. When I'm not working, I create my own material, and so I think that's one of the things I pride myself on in Atlanta, is that there's always an outlet here, and that there are always people who are here to support you in doing that.
Now, when you're doing your own stuff, what kind of stuff are you normally interested in?
I love composing. I love composing. I've written over 200 songs since I was 15. None of them are for myself. I have never written a song for myself. As well as I think I can sing, I would never write something for myself to sing. I'm not like, I always write for other people. I'm like, this song would sound good on you, or I'll write for a production, but I've never written for myself. And so lately, I've been working on a show that I wrote called Mother of God with my friend Christian Magby.
So these are theater productions?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we premiered it at the Atlanta Musical Theater Festival last summer. So now we're, trying to workshop it, and get it on its feet. So that's what the goal for that is now. We've got a few other projects we're working on, but that's the biggest focus right now.
Now, is that one of the priorities for you, doing creating theater productions
Absolutely.
versus actual music recordings?
Absolutely. If somebody comes to me and say, hey, can you help me with this? Usually I work with a lot of different independent artists, but if it's something for me, if it's something that I want to create, it's always usually for theater. But I will happily write for anybody that says, hey, I have an idea. So.
Now, with something in doing straight plays, would that be interesting to you? Or?
I've been trying to break in straight play. I have a friend that's like, let me know when you're doing a play. I'll come check it out, because she doesn't like musicals. And I booked my first straight play here in Atlanta. It was last year. It was Ravished at Theater Emory. And it's funny because last year I said, you know what? I don't want to do any musical theater. I only want to do film, and I want to do straight plays. And God gave me one straight play, He gave me one film, and then booked it up with musicals. I was like, that's all right. I'm gonna take it. But it's fun. I mean, honestly, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, because when we're singing, it's still dialogue. It's just amplified, and it's more intense. It's just a beat change. But a lot of the things that I don't, and even in shows that I see, there aren't many plays for my age group. I don't see that many. This is because it's just the different seasons that people plan. I actually don't see that many auditions for different plays and stuff. But when they come, I will be there. I will be there.
Well, I guess that just means you have to create some for your age.
Gotta create some.
Right? Yeah, I'm thinking most playwrights are probably a little older, right? So they're creating stuff from their experiences.
Right, absolutely.
So since you're a creative guy, that sounds like a natural.
I might have to do it. It's gonna happen.
So just kind of wrapping up with the production. So for people who kind of on the borderline of if they want to come see this production, what would you kind of tell those guys?
A lot of people between, I don't really like plays, I don't really like musicals, I don't really like theater, and then you have the parents like, it's a Disney musical, because Horizon usually does adult contemporary plays, and this show, as it transcends to adults, has got to be one of the most heartwarming and strongest messages in a show that I've ever felt, to the point where people are literally laughing and crying during the show, because you learn so much. And so this is one of those shows where it's entertaining for the whole family, but the biggest thing is that you'll definitely take something away, and you'll definitely learn from it. And for me, it's in the song Go that I sing, where I have completed my character arc, and that we see that Adam's not just the funny guy, he's not just the guy that likes women and sandwiches, but he's telling people to be who you are, be where you are, and go where you never thought you'd go. Like, explore yourself and explore your love for the things that you love. And so I think that's one of the most profound things about this show, that there's such a message at the heart, and that you have to make sure you're listening to. You have to make sure that you're there and you're invested. And I think the biggest thing that we keep hearing when people leave the theater, they're like, that's definitely not what I thought it was going to be. And it's so much more than they take away so much more than they came with. And just hats off to our two leads, Jen and Abby. I've just learned so much from watching them form, these characters. It's one thing to play like your age group on stage, but to have to switch, it's mind-boggling what those ladies have created. And so it's a learning experience every time I get to share the stage with them, or just anybody in the cast. And so to be able to breathe life into that show every night is the most rewarding thing. We had 2 off days. We were off Monday and Tuesday, and literally I was at home Tuesday morning, like, okay, I gotta go back. As much as I wanted an off day, I was like, I gotta go back. I gotta go tell the story, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, the two lead ladies, they were phenomenal.
Absolutely.
You're right. They were able to really play their roles very well, switching over from the age groups.
And it's funny because sometimes I want to talk to Abby about something, but I know that Abby's Abby, but in my mind I'm like, well, Abby's not Ellie, and it's so confusing, but it's great.
Yeah, I kind of had a slight bias. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to buy these ladies switching over to one as a teenager and one as an adult, but I totally bought it.
And so to be able to pull it off live on stage is something else. That's like in an intimate setting where you're literally right on people and they believe you. These people always believe it because literally we're just telling the truth. We're telling the truth, and we're telling the truth of these characters' stories, and we're telling our stories. And I think that's what's important.
All right. Well, on that note, if people want to find out more information about the show or purchase tickets to the show, how can they do so?
You can go to horizontheater.com. Theater with an R-E, not an E-R.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you.